right, welcome back. Welcome back. Stock market tips, secrets to success by David Diaz. Now, today we're going to look at the watch list, building the watch list, why a watch list, screeners, scanners. Actually, it's very similar, and how to have certain criteria to build your watch list so that you'd be able to invest in specific stocks. So here we go. Building a watch list. Building a watch list. Only trade or invest the money you are willing to lose. Most people, well, let's just say there are a number of people who will invest money that they need tomorrow, next week. I mean, is it a crazy idea to not trade your rent money or the money to pay your bills? That's right. There are some people who trade their rent money and trade the money that they need to pay their bills. Can you figure that one out? So, screeners, scanners. Screeners and scanners. Well, the reality is that the right screener can greatly enhance your trading. It can also help you identify more profitable trading opportunities. However, the screener is just one tool, one search tool that you'll need to stay on top of the market movements. So, in order to grasp the trading fundamentals, it's important to have a brokerage account that works on your needs and skill level, and a great source for daily market news, because without the news, how are you going to be well informed? Right? Sometimes people are wondering how anyone decides which stocks to buy or sell, how traders find new purchase opportunities. The answer to both of these questions is often the screener, the stock screener, sometimes known as the scanner. A stock screener is a tool used by traders to identify stocks that match a certain set of criteria. So, for example, you can use a stock screener to filter stocks by industry, by price, the average number of shares that change hands during a day or more. Stock screeners are an essential tool for the beginner trader. They are. I believe it because I utilize stock screeners even to this day. This is especially true if you're getting ready to try day trading or swing trading and you aren't sure which assets to buy or sell. Right? How many stocks should you watch for? Well, I say if you're starting out, 3 to 5 stocks is more than plenty. 3 to 5 stocks, even 2 to start out, because you work your way to build uh, that criteria to be able to see more. Now, what are the reasons that I should pick a certain stock, a specific stock? Because there are stocks that will show up on your screeners, and are they worthy? So before we go into the actual visual part of it, I'd like to go over some of the terminology. Number one is volume. A lot of people don't notice, but volume is highly important because can you imagine a stock that only trades 50,000 volume, right? And let's say it's worth $1, 50,000 volume. That's $50,000, right? And all of a sudden you buy 10,000 shares. So that's 1/5 of that stock. 1/5. How do you think you're going to get out of there? It's going to take a while. It's not going to be immediately. It's not going to be instantly. So you've got to be aware of the volume. Now, the next several are inspired by my mentor, Tim Sykes. So one of them. So he was my original mentor, and then I moved on because I felt I didn't get enough from what he was teaching. And sure enough, as I found out, that came out to be true. But he is where I started. Tim Sykes, thank you. Price pattern, price or pattern. The price of the stock matters because what happens if you get a $200,000 stock like Berkshire Hathaway? Is that worthwhile for you? How about the pattern? What happens if the pattern on the graph shows that it's on a downhill? Would you enter that one? It depends on what your goals are. The risk reward, right? What reward are you looking to gain? Are you looking to gain 5%, 10%, 20%? Is it realistic? How much risk is involved in your positioning into that stock? Your entry and exit are very similar to risk reward. So if a stock starts out at $4 and you enter at $6, don't you think, it's already up too much and you might be risking much more than you need to? So, and when do you plan to get out if you enter that high? So, it's very important to note when you're planning to enter a stock. Very important. Past performance or history. You see, most of us neglect to look at the past performance of a stock. We don't check to see if it's happened before. We don't check to see what happened in the past. Let's say it's been dead since it started, meaning consolidating straight through, no real change. And all of a sudden it spikes. So, guess what? This stock will most probably go back to that same line eventually. And that is something to take consideration of. So, time of day, is that very important? Of course it is. Let's say you're only able to trade in the afternoons. So, you have to adapt to that schedule. Although the best time to trade, wouldn't you like to know? What is the best time to trade during the day? It's usually the morning hours, the hours before 11 a.m. From 9 to 11 a.m., 9:30 to 11 a.m. is the best time to trade. There are some people who cannot trade because they have one or a commitment with their work, whatever it is that they call work. That is the reason that they cannot trade early in the morning. So they'll look to trade in the pre-market hours, which are 4 to 9:30 a.m., or the aftermarket hours, or after midday, 12 and onward, or after work, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m., pretty much. Reasons or catalysts when you're picking these stocks. Is there a specific reason that you're picking the stock? Is it just because it's spiking, or is there some news related? Is there some merger? Is there some announcement? Are they presenting somewhere? So these are just some of the reasons that stocks are chosen. Would you consider picking a stock without having any reasons? No, you need to have certain reasons. Now, this is new earnings date. Most people don't know that stocks every 3 months report their earnings. And when they report their earnings, for 4 months, sorry, 4 months, every 4 months, stocks report their earnings 3 times a year. They report their earnings. And when the earnings are about to report it, some people run, most people run away because most stocks aren't winners. They are not. They actually don't even qualify to make it to that list. And it's embarrassing on one end, but the reality is that as you're attempting to invest, you're going to run into situations where stocks are reporting earnings and then all of a sudden they're dropping and you don't understand what's going on. It's because it's earnings season. Now, most stocks will lose. Most stocks won't make the numbers that they're attempting to make. But you've got to be aware of this, right? And lastly is the market environment. I'm not saying this is the last most important thing, but the market environment is highly important. It's something that I've become aware more and more as I've been trading, that if the market is on a downtrend, your stock is most probably going to be on a downtrend. Not always, but most probably, because I've had mixed views on this. Yes, there are few periods during the year that the market environment really affects the stock. when it's on the downturn. But when it's on an uptick, there's no issues. So just be aware of that as you're choosing the stocks that you're going to follow, that you're going to invest in. The software for screeners, what are they? What benefits do I have? The Lion is one of those software, thelion.com, Finance, yahoo.com, StockFetch, Chartmill, Morningstar, Zacks, and Finviz. Finviz is the one I use the most. And we're going to look at these briefly, but we're going to look at more into detail into Finviz and a little bit more into finance.yahoo. However, a lot of these stock screeners are very good, very good. And we're going to show you why in the next several slides and actual interaction. Okay. As well as I have a few more to add to this. So give me a second as I change my screen here so that I can show you exactly what we're talking about. Now, this is Finviz. This is what you would come up with. This is their home screen. You can create an account for free. However, there's a catch to that. They track every time you enter into their software, how long you are there, how long you utilize it, and then they limit the amount of information if you surpass what their limits are. So just be aware of that. Now, I like Finviz. Number one, it lists the Dow, how it's doing. You can see it's down 15%, 0.15. 0.29 NASDAQ is down, and S&P 500 is down 0.02%. You can see the charts as well, how very similar they tend to be in correlation to each other. It is amazing. Now, these just tell me how the market is doing. If I saw 5% or 10% here or here or here, I'd know something is up. It's good that you get aware of what constitutes the Dow, what constitutes the NASDAQ, and what constitutes the S&P 500, which stocks. I'd say the NASDAQ is just all the stocks that trade in the NASDAQ, the Dow as well. And the S&P 500 is specific 500 companies that correlate to this trading trend. And you can invest in them if you like. Now, we're going to look at a few things here. Number one, you don't have to go too much further than this screen. Why? Because it shows you right away what's up for the day. And before we go into this any further, I just want to let you know, this is not a paid Finviz account. If it were paid, I'd get live feeds. I do not have live feeds. These are delayed 10 to 15 minutes. So that's another reason to invest in a software like this. However, if you're starting out, why would you invest? My mentor, my current mentor, does not invest in any of these softwares. Stephen Dux is a proponent of just simple information like this, and he does highly, highly, amazingly well. So why can't you and I do the same? So you can see DLPN is a stock I've been watching today, BNTC as well, YVR I have not, TCAT. So as you go down this list, you can see here what are the top gainers, what are the new highs, overbought. So that means these will probably go down. Unusual volume, right? Upgrades, earnings before. So this is before the market start. Insider buying. And then on the right side, you got your top losers, your new lows, oversold, most volatile, most active, downgrades, earnings after the market, which is ABDE. Tickers. These are different types of very important trends in the market. So this is TL support. You can see how the trend line is. It's going upwards. I can't, if I move my mouse from here, it's going to take away the picture. So just so you're aware, you see how the trend line is. It follows. So it's not to say that it's always the same trend line. And then you have other ones, TL resistance, which is usually towards the top. The other one is TL support, which is at the bottom. So I will explain that again in another video what the resistance and support is, because in this one we're just looking more at the ways to pick stocks. So wedge, so you can pick stocks from any of these, but I would say if you wanted to limit yourself, just right in here, just pick any one of these, anyone, and you can start to formulate a pattern little by little, little by little. If you don't like what's being shown there, you can always go further down. Sometimes you'll get news that's important to, it could be in correlation to a specific stock, but there's latest insider trading right here. Cambrian Biopharma, SNSE. So they bought at $15 a share, 2,183 shares. So there's plenty of information, plenty, as you can see here, just on the open page. Now, screeners. I have my own screeners, and in the screeners, I have them preset. Let's just say this one is my to go to $1 to $2 range stock that has increased at least 15% or more, and it has a volume of 100K or more. So this is what comes up. These three stocks. Boom. Genius Brands, which is a entertainment uh, channel for kids, YVR, electronic gaming and multimedia, and DLPN entertainment. So you can see, and they're all up. Now, although I said 100K or more, this one, the volume today so far is 95 million, 117 million, 85 million. So those are things that I look for. Now, on top of that, I can see the chart, a simple chart right there, and see if it's worthy to jump into Genius Brands. Genius Brands, as of this moment or 15 minutes ago, it's at $2.80. That's pretty good. I don't know much more about the information, but that's how I can pick a stock that I'd like to watch. You're not going to always have the winner of the day, but as long as you're able to learn at the beginning before you invest, there's no better opportunity than do it through here. YVR, you can see it's way up, but mostly throughout the last year, it's been consolidating, just straight, nothing too major to talk about until now, right? DLPN, the same thing. So guess that these two stocks will eventually drop back down like a fly. So that's pretty much it. Now, if you wanted to go in deeper, you have news right there. You have all the news. You have blogs. I don't particularly look into any of these. There's one part of this front page that I normally look at, although when you're logged in, it won't show you. And it's basically the information that people post. Let me see if I log out what happens. I think it'll post the information. Let's see. Give me a second here. No, so it's not allowing me to see the information. Normally, it gives leads as to what people are investing in, which those leads are not the best to follow because they're inexperienced traders posting what they're betting on, hoping to get thousands and thousands of people to invest in the same stock so that they can make money. Hint, hint. Most experienced people are not in those chat rooms or posting information like that. That's correct. Now let's look at these briefly, the other ones. Well, here you can see the map, this same map. It should be pop out bigger, and you can see that most of the stock market is down. There's nothing really heavily green except for Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook, uh, the Procter and Gamble Group, Walmart, Costco, um, the Coca-Cola Company, Pepsi, PepsiCo. So you can see only the major brands are up right now, and that happens. That's normal. So just be aware that this is what will go on. So you can continue to look at more things. You want to look into crypto, is there. You can see how that relates. And I think this is very useful because you could see right away where crypto could be headed, could not be headed. And it shows you some of the main coins that are being traded: Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, XRP, BCH, BTC Europe. These are Europe's, these are USD. So you've got to be careful as well. You've got to know which is which. So, yep, that's right. There's a lot on here. Okay, so it also lists them similar to the way it lists stocks. As you can see here, the performance in the last 5 minutes, last hour. So that way you can get an idea of where stocks are headed. And I think this is a great program for beginners. I believe in this software and I like it very much. I haven't invested in it yet. I haven't decided because there are many softwares that are out there for free. For free. Yep, they give you a test run. I think you should try each and every software so that you can see if it's right for you, because they only give you about 2 weeks to try them out for free. So let's look up here, and let me just close this out so I don't get any more messages. The Lion, this is another program I have also signed up for, but it gives you stocks right here, and you can pick and choose from right here. You can, I think you have to click so you could see the graph, DLPN, right there, and then it shows you the graph, and it goes from the line, it goes to Yahoo. So you can see where these softwares are all linked to each other, but you have quite an option, an array of stocks to choose from here. It could be from the lower end. There's more if you'd like to see more. The last amount traded, the percentage change. So you can either see the percentage losers, percentage gainers, the money gainers. Here they are. It's very different than the other ones, than the percentage gainers. So you can pick and choose. Look at Chipotle Mexican is one of the top gainers. I don't know why. Maybe they have some sort of new sauce or something, and so on. So this is the line. The line is highly used. It has news right here as well, and it has most active forums, top stock discussions, most stock searches, most endorsed messages, and top users to watch. Here we go. So just so you're aware that there's plenty of resources within each and every website. So I'm going to go through these a little quicker. Yahoo Finance. I have my portfolio, my screeners. I set up my own screeners. So I'm just going to show you this one quickly, and then you can. So I have my biotech small caps, my small caps gainers 15 or more. So very similar to Finviz. Why? Don't ever rely on one software, because you never know when the other softwares are going to be down. So, that's why I have backup day gainers. So you can see there, all of a sudden, boom, a list of day gainers. And if you don't like the order, you just click up here and it'll change the order according to from starting out from the bottom up or from the top down. So this is 8% gainer, Advantage Solutions, PT Hanjaya Mandala. I don't know what they are, but um, if I was investing right now, I could look into them if I wanted to. Stockfetcher. Stockfetcher does similar things. You basically need to join them in order to get more features, but you have search, examples, new filter, my filters, watch lists, forum, indicators, and tools. Stockfetcher. Stocks. This is Chartmill, stock screener, Chartmill. So here you can set up your own information. You can put when do you want it, today, right? Or you can go back other days, right? US only, the price range, above one, above $10. It goes all the way up to above 500. So that's how and then SMA stands for simple moving average. Average volume, 50K, right? So, or all. And so on market cap, there are different market caps. You got the mega, which is 200 billion and above, large 10 billion to 200 billion, the mid 2 billion to 10 billion, and the small. And then the micro cap and the nano are below that, and so on. So these are just a few. The next one is Morningstar. Morningstar comes up on a lot of my investment platforms. So this you will see over and over again. You see here, get 14 days free. I'd say take advantage of it, test it out. Maybe you want to try one with one email, and then maybe you want to try with another email. As long as you're ready to utilize these, why not? Try them out. Let's see this one, Zacks. Zacks, I really like. As you saw, it comes out in one of my video sessions. And Zacks is important. Why? Because it not only gives you the scanning tools, screener tools, but it also allows you, by giving you their recommendations, whether it's a buy, it's a hold, or and so on. So that you will have to check out. These are some of the earnings winners that you need to. Here it says, please allow ads on our site. If I wanted to allow it, then I'd go down there. Trending stocks to beat earnings. Here we go. Lulu, RH, GIS, DRI, WGO, Solo, and so on. So there's plenty of information in each and every one of these, right? Top, whoops, don't need this. So I want to give you some other screeners, and I'm going to tell you basic information into each and every one of them. Stock Rover, which I'm typing in here right now. Stock Rover. Right now, what's the main advantage to this tool? It's just one of the better analysis tools, for financial analysis, for technical analysis. Very, very good. Very good. You can sign up for free. However, if you pay for it, you get more information. I highly recommend people do not purchase into a program until you've learned the basics of investing, because every time you invest, every time you pay for something, that means less for investing opportunities. This one here, TradingView, is for intermediate traders, right? This has charts, brokers, market screeners, ideas, and so on. So as this comes up, you can see Apple right there. All right. Apple, although it's at $123 a share, it's got to get back up to 160 eventually. So that won't take much longer, because that's been on a downtrend for a while now. Right. Now our next stock is Sigma. Screener, sorry. Screener. So take control of your investment portfolio. Get started for free. They want you to sign up before you get any information. Now, this screener is one of the better softwares for real-time updates. Sigma. Although if you're paying for the software, I'm pretty certain they will give you most of the information. This next one comes up on most of my platforms as I invest. Benzinga Pro, right? That comes up on most of my platforms for free. However, I don't have all the information. This gives you pricing because, yeah, they want you to be able to invest with them, and they'll give you more valid information. Benzinga Pro is very good. And I have two more, MT4 Professional. There we go. So this one is supposedly the number one market scanner on MT4, not a signal provider. So software that is highly important will require you to invest in them. And I do not recommend you do it in the beginning, but you should be aware that these softwares exist, because most people don't come across them. Open symbols, charts in one click. This is best for those people who want to set up their own rules to search, criteria to search for specific stocks, specific patterns, and so on. So that's why this one is very powerful. Perform multi-time frame analysis. So that's two stocks at once, up to 100 indicators scanned per second. Geez, it's very good. So that's another one. Now, one of the ones that I know that is being utilized heavily is Trading Ideas. Trading Ideas. Let me just see if it comes up. Here it is. I don't know why it didn't come up when I thought I put it right up top, but so this one you do have to pay for. And I don't know what the pricing is, but most of these, I'm guessing 10 to 20 bucks a month is what they are. And a lot of people that I know, okay, this one is 468 annual plan in reference to the monthly. So there you have it. You want all this information, real-time simulated trading, live trading, real-time streaming, simultaneous charts, chart-based visual trade assistant, up to 500 price alerts channel, bar, curated workspaces, artificial intelligence, virtual trading analysts, entry and exit signals, risk assessment, build and backtest any trade idea, auto trade with Brokerage Plus and AI. These are very powerful. You can see that the right here is a little less, but however, all it gives you is much less details. The one to the left is the one that gives you more details. You don't need to invest in any of these right away. I do not recommend you do that because you have a lot to learn. And in order to get ahead with investing, you're going to have to be able to weather through the markets, right? What does that mean? I mean, you're going to have your ups and downs. You're going to pick some stocks that are worthy of investing, but then when you run into that winning streak, eventually you're going to pick one stock that's going to bring some of that back down. That happens to me regularly. Just today, I made 3 investments in the same stock, and I know I should not go into it more than once or twice. And every time I go into it the third time, boom, I lose some. So I lost about 30% of my gains. I'm still up, but I lost about 30% of my gains because I went back in, and that happens. So this is it for screeners and building a watch list. It's very important that you're aware again of the most important things on building a watch list, which is consider the volume, the price pattern, risk reward, the entry and exit, the past performance, the time of day that you're investing, the reasons, the catalysts for picking some of these stocks, and is it an earnings winner or loser, or when is that day coming up, and what is the market environment. That's it for Stock Market Tips, Secrets to Success Watch List. This is David Diaz.